Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com. All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Jake Griedl from Bastrop. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing amazing. I like to just jump right in. Let's talk about what Bastrop has coming back.
Yeah, we have a really good core coming back this year. We're in a unique situation. When we got there 3 years ago, we played a lot of really young guys that kind of changed culture, changed perspective of the program, and now those guys are now seniors. And so we've got a lot of guys with a lot of experience under their belt. In terms of individual players, starting on the defense side, you can't talk about Bastrop right now without talking about defensive lineman Tiki Hola, who's committed to Notre Dame. Unbelievable kid, unbelievable human, unbelievable leader, and outstanding football player for us. He kind of anchors everything that we do on the defensive line. Then you got two more defensive linemen and Val Regalado, who's receiving some FCS level, G5 level attention. He'll be a senior. And then also you got Kenyon Moore, who's just last year really came on as a junior and is going to be a really good defensive tackle for us this year as well. And so we got, when you're in a high school and you've got a good defensive line, you've got a fighting chance to stop people. And so, that's kind of going to be the core nucleus of our defense this year. In the back half, really excited about Kel Finley at safety. He came on last year, started a couple games for us as a sophomore last year, late in the season, and really came on. He's kind of really taken that leadership role this offseason, controlling the secondary. So we're excited about him. Inside linebacker Austin Moylan is a power 4 offered kid as a sophomore, he's going to be a junior. Had 10 sacks for us last year as a sophomore. So we're excited about bringing him back. William White, a kid that has just quietly been working his really entire high school career. He's a corner for us that's starting to get collegiate attention. Had a really great track season in the spring, popped off a 10.6 at regionals. And anytime you can run like that, you're going to get the attention of people. And so, not that he didn't know that he could do that, but I think it gave him confidence to be able to also translate that to the football field now. And so he's been playing like that this spring and this summer, and so we're really excited about him. And on the offense side of the ball, again, we like to throw it around, and we've got a really good one back there. That's a sophomore, Weston Nielsen. He's extremely sought-after quarterback in the country right now. Great kid, great leader, really sharp football mind, understands a lot of things that kids his age don't, which outside of his arm talent gives us a fighting chance. Makes me a really smart football coach and play caller, and he can always make you right. And so Dallas Crescenzo is a wide receiver that is a 2027 junior. He's got 12 offers, really good football player for us. Zach Wilkinson, Diego Rangel, those are the other two. Brent Carter, those are the other 3 wide receivers that we have, and so that are just really solid football players that are receiving some attention. Offensive line is going to be anchored by Isaiah Walker-Lopez, who's kind of been on the anchor for us the last 2 seasons. He'll be a senior this year. And so we've got a really good core coming back. Love our coaching staff. Our coaching staff loves our players love our coaches, and so right now it's a good recipe.
I love it. And it didn't sound like there's any holes, because that's my next question. What do you have that you need people to step up? Yeah,
I think, we had a great season last year. We were district champs. Yep. We had some – we made history in some regards in terms of Bastrop, but now it's like, what do we got to do to take the next step? And just being at some other programs in my career and seeing really what it takes to be an elite program. A lot of people think, well, defense wins championships or things like that, and there's some truth to that. But at the end of the day, when you watch state championship games at any level, you're not playing there if you don't have an outstanding offensive line.
Right.
And so, for us to really take that next level, our offensive line has to take the next step this year. We're excited about their progression and their growth this offseason and the strength and that we've seen them increase. And we have an outstanding offensive line coach in Kyle Spano, who's been doing it for 30-plus years and was the offensive line coach at Lake Travis during their 6 state championships. And so, he's phenomenal, and we really feel like if that unit takes a step forward this year, like we think they can, that could be the missing piece to really continue to take another step forward as a program.
Nice. Let's shift gears to the schedule. Non-district, what do you have there?
So we open up with Alvin out of South Houston.
Yeah.
They'll come out. That's a good test for us, just being they're a 6A program, and it's always good, I think, to play somebody outside of your area, outside of your region, because I think a lot of times we get stuck in like, well, if I'm good in this area, I'm good everywhere, right? And so it's really good to kind of see a Houston team, and with that is going to come a different flavor of football. It's going to come a different style of athlete. It's going to come a different style of coaching, and so being able to experience that early on in the season is positive for us. Second game or game two, we'll go up to China Spring and we'll play those guys. I know they got a new quarterback this year and have kind of shuffled some things around as a staff. They've got a championship pedigree, and so why do we play those guys? Because they've got enough talent to beat you, but we also want to play those teams that have that pedigree, because that's something that we chase and we desire. And so you're not gonna become those teams until you beat those teams. Right. And then our last non-district will be Plano Prestonwood Private School out of Plano. I know they were just ranked the #1 team in big taps football going into the season. I think they got 4 Power 4 offensive linemen. They've got a Division I quarterback. They got some dudes everywhere. That'll be a great game for us. Like, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and it's just one of those things where it's like early on in the season, those games are non-consequential, in terms of your win-loss records and playoffs and district and all the things that you want to achieve. And so, let's play some really good teams early, and I think we've got a pretty good lineup.
Nice. And then let's talk about district, because as you mentioned, district champs, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. How do you see the district shaping?
Yeah, our district's a really competitive district, and the biggest message to our kids this year is like Bastrop's not sneaking up on anybody, right? Like we've got the target on our chest now. Last year, the year before, like we could be that team that won a few games that we shouldn't. Well, now, in the outside world, like the perspective is we ought to win all of them, right? And so, our district's super competitive. Pflugerville is going to be a really good football team. They've got a great quarterback coming back, in the Taylor kid, and the head coach's son. Coach Taylor over there does a great job. They're athletic, they're fast, they got speed, they're big, they got size, and he finds ways to get the ball out in space, and defensively, they bring pressure and they want to create havoc, and so I really feel like Pflugerville took a big step last year as a program, just playing those guys for the last 3 years. Last year was by far their best football team, and I know they're trending in the right direction, and so that's going to be an all-out war. You got Coach Burton at Pflugerville Conley. Those guys, I know they're really excited about their quarterback this year. He's a really athletic individual that can make plays and extend plays. And anytime in high school, when you got that kid back there, like good things happen for your offense. And so, they're going to be a much improved football team. I think they'll be a playoff team this year in our district. You've got Elgin. They've had a coaching change, but Elgin's still got kids, man. They're a good football program, and they hired within, and so there'll be some change, but I don't know how much change there'll be. Specifically year one, McCallum, Coach Gammerdinger, they almost got us last year. Then, and to be very honest, they should have got us. Like we made some really big plays at the end of the game to win late, but they had a great game plan for us, and they schemed us well, and those kids believe in him and his system, and so that's going to be a strong football team this year. And then obviously you got Liberty Hill, and I know the big talk is Kent Walker leaving and going to another program, but like Liberty Hill is Liberty Hill, and programs like that, like the system keeps running. And so, I know there was a lot of conversation this offseason once that happened, like, are they still going to be the slot T? Are they still going to change it? From everything that we've been indicated, like it's still the entire same staff minus the new head coach. And so, they're going to be what they are, and they're going to be very good at it. I think they're going to be a better football team this year than they were last year, and so we'll have our work cut out for us. And our goal this year is just like every year, like one game at a time. We can't win a district championship, week one, but we can work towards getting better to be that team to win one, and so it's going to be a difficult year, and it's going to be tough road ahead to achieve what we did last year and take a step forward. But I know our kids are up for it and our staff's up for it. So
Love it. Love it. Well, this is the lightning round. I'm going to say two
Yep.
words. You tell me which one speaks to you.
okay.
Willie Nelson or George Strait?
George Strait.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. If you come on, cat people, what are we doing?
We've had one.
Well, and I question. Well,
You better not say it.
yeah, I'm not saying a word. Dogs.
Hoodies or polo?
Say that one again.
Hoodies or polo?
Hoodies.
Buc-ee's or Whataburger?
We got a Buc-ee's in Bastrop, and they take all my money, so I'm gonna go with Whataburger.
I love it. Ribs or brisket? They have some good stuff there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say ribs. I'm gonna
Nice.
say ribs.
Queso or salsa?
Oh, queso, hands down.
All right, Coach Prime, Coach Saban.
Ooh, I'm gonna say Coach Prime. I just think that'd be a really enjoyable. It'd be a lot of fun just to be around.
Cowboys or Texans?
Neither. Packers, go Pack, go.
Oh, whatever. Packers.
But I'll say Texans because they're in the AFC. So
There you go.
yeah.
Longhorns or Aggies?
I'm gonna go Longhorns.
Okay, now across the field, you mentioned earlier about playing a coach and their scheme. You look across the field to any coach in Texas, which is the one you'd least like to see over there?
John King. Yeah, because he's going to run power and counter down your throat. And then after the game, he's going to be the nicest man ever.
He is,
Before
yes.
the game, he's going to be the nicest man ever. And for those 48 minutes, like, he's just going to make you freaking like it and be unapologetic about it. And then after the game, he's like, good game, boy. Let me know if I can do anything for it. Yeah, you could do something for me. You stop freaking running power and counter with a little trap and
Ease
play
up a
action.
little bit,
Yeah, so when I was in East Texas at Marshall, playing guys like John King and Scott Surratt and just getting our teeth just absolutely annihilated. But super appreciative for those moments because I think in those few games that we played against those guys, you learn more about yourself as a head football coach, about what you want in your program and some of those biggest defeats and butt whoopings than you do in sometimes some of your biggest wins. And so, yeah, I don't want to see John King ever.
Love it. And on your staff, who's the funniest coach?
Oh, we got Kyle Spano, Big Pit Barbecue. This is a plug for you, Kyle. No, he's got his own little barbecue company now, and yeah, Kyle Spano. Everybody in the state of Texas, if you know Kyle, he's a hoot. So, yeah.
I love it. Well, Coach Griedl, thank you so much for sitting down with me, and best of luck this season.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coach's Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coach's Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coach's Show started.